The Bath Artisans are a group of over 30 watercolorists, acrylic and oil painters, woodworkers, jewelry makers, glass artists, fibre artists, sculptors, card makers, and photographers. And their annual Spring Delights show and sale is coming up this weekend. Joining me today are two members of Bath Artisans, Doris Power and Yolanda Medarnis, a fused glass artist. Thank you both so much for being here today. Could you start maybe, Doris, by telling me a little bit about Bath Artisans?
Okay, be happy to. So Bath Artisans started in 1991. We've been going now for 33 years.
Wow.
It was started actually in someone's home and progressed from there. And as a matter of fact, we do have 35 members, and two of those are two of our founding members.
Oh, wow.
So, yes.
That's incredible.
Right, and so we meet once a month at the St. John's Hall in Bath. Each Monday we have a Monday drop-in for painters. It is led by Bath Artisan members, but it's open to anyone who would like to come and paint with us. And it would be primarily painters in oil, watercolor, acrylic, and alcohol inks.
Oh, okay.
And you can paint the day from 9 in the morning till about 3:30 in the afternoon for $5.
Wow,
Right.
what a great way to spend the day. Yeah.
Yes, and the hall actually extends itself to providing space for the Bath Artisans members only art gallery.
Oh.
And so we change up that gallery 3 times throughout the year.
So the gallery is a wonderful way, I guess, to see pieces, but another way to see pieces is the upcoming show. Yolanda, could you tell us when and where that's taking place?
So the Bath Artisans have 2 shows a year, one in the spring coming up and one in the fall, typically towards the end of November. We also hold one around Canada Day as well.
Oh, okay.
So those are 3 opportunities to see some of the Bath Artisans' work. So this weekend, April 27th and 28th, it's in the hall at St. John's Hall on Church Street in Bath. It runs from 10 to 4, Saturday and Sunday. And there'll be 20 some odd 22 artisans,
Wow.
painters, all be there, ceramicist, photographer, woodworker, several will be there. So it's a lovely opportunity to see the diversity that the artisans have. It's also a nice opportunity to get that very special gift for that special someone who has everything.
Yes.
And just one of a kind,
Yeah,
unique
exactly.
pieces.
Something that you know no one else will
And
have.
it's eye candy and just beautiful to see, even if one doesn't come to buy something.
Well,
it's
we're
still
really
fun.
fortunate to have some of this eye candy here with us today. Do you want, Doris, maybe to talk us through these lovely paintings that you've brought, that you are the artist for these, I believe? Yes.
Yes. So the first one, the white lilies, I called it Dressed in White. That was painted several years ago. It is using a technique called negative painting, because the lilies are actually the white of the paper.
That's incredible. That I was mentioning to you that I think that takes incredible foresight and vision to sort of know where you're headed and what spaces to leave untouched to create those beautiful lilies. And the second painting that you've brought here, Doris?
Right, so the second painting is actually a painting of the side of a boathouse. And in my younger days, I spent a number of years at a cottage, and I just loved that, being up north and being around cottage area. I saw a reference one day, and I decided that I would, just paint one. And it had a specific thing in the reference, and I called it Ballard Days. And I asked you if you had any idea why I called it that.
Is it the little, almost mallard looking there in the bottom left?
That's right, yeah.
Right,
And you don't see those anymore, but actually
Right.
those were what they tied their boats up to
Right.
by the docks. So, yeah.
Lovely. Wonderful. Well, those are just 2 examples of the many paintings that I'm sure will be available at the show this weekend. And then, Yolanda, you've brought some lovely pieces here, the fused glass work. Do you want to talk us through these? They're lovely as well.
Thank you. So fused glass is a bit different, well, quite different from stained glass, not as well known. So fused glass is changed by temperature. So all of these pieces have been in a kiln and taken up to about 1,500 degrees Fahrenheit.
Wow.
So in the world of glass, fused glass is called warm glass, although 1,500 degrees is not warm, because the hot glass designation belongs to the glass blowers, where it's typically molten, so it's several hundred degrees hotter than that. So each of these pieces has been in the kiln. When they come out flat. So they need a stand. So they either need a base or a stand to be put in. They can be put back in the kiln the second time around on a mold to give them a three-dimensional shape. So the wave was put back into the kiln on an S-shaped stainless steel mold to give it that wave shape, but also allow it to stand freely on a surface and not needing a frame. And then the platter also came out flat, but was then put back in the kiln in a bowl mold to give it the bowl shape.
Wow.
And each one uses a slightly different technique. So they all started out, the wave, for example, that I called Ocean Spray, started out as a flat piece of 6mm clear glass onto which I dropped basically broken pieces of different colors of clear blue, dark blue, light blue, teal blue, and opaque white, powder opaque white chunks to give it the wave shape. They were obviously very sharp, but when it went into the kiln, it melted partially and it fused onto the underlying surface. So if you touch it, you can feel texture, but it doesn't cut. It's smoothed out. The edges have smoothed out, as did the panel here with the cottage image. The platter is taken a bit hotter and a bit longer, and it's completely smooth. You cannot feel the river of pebbles that's running through it. And this is, I mean, I call it a river running through it, but it's a bit of a lemons to lemonade piece, because the pieces in the middle are broken pieces of a plate that I had that broke. So I took those pieces and layered them in the shape of the river, and when I took it to a certain temperature, it all melted together. So it's, I guess, the ultimate recycling of broken glass.
Beautifully repurposed.
Yes,
wow.
thank you.
So I've heard another great reason to attend is that you have a chance at winning an original piece of art this weekend. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct. So one of our artists is donating an original painting to be drawn as a prize. We are selling tickets, 3 for $5, with all of the proceeds going to 3 of our local Lions clubs. And we feel that this is a way for us to contribute to the community as well.
That's wonderful. That's a great idea.
So another good reason to come see us.
Definitely. Well, all of these pieces are incredible, and I'm sure anyone would love to have these in their home. So I guess these will be up for sale among the many other items this weekend on April 27th and 28th, the Bath Artisans Spring Show and Sale, right? Taking place at St. John's Hall on Church Street in Bath, and 10 to 4, both days, free admission. Go on over, have a look, and maybe bring one of these or other beautiful pieces home with you.